And then in the Sharks, it was a Chloe Andrews masterclass most of the day.
When I told my coaches about it, they were overjoyed, more than happy.
You guys are gonna get me in trouble with my parents. Understand that sevens is not everything, and you know.
We need more development in the 15s.
Correct. I mean, you're always the naughtiest, always the loudest, always in trouble with the ref, always bother the opposition the most. If ever there's a complaint, it's a complaint about a number 9's attitude. I think I saw a young Andre Pollard at this match, gents. He's in your school.
I'm Alke. I play rugby for the Hurricanes. I also referee for the UAE, and I love rugby.
I love rugby.
My name is Munib Khalan, Warriors. I love rugby.
My name is Fernando. I play for Desk and Exiles, and I love rugby.
Hi, my name is Erica Batch, and I play for the Dubai Hurricanes and Desk.
I'm Kamala, and I play for DC and Hurricanes.
We don't just like rugby, we love it!
We love it! And we love you, Ron.
Hi, I'm Elle. I play for Desk and Canes, and I love rugby, and I love you too, Ron.
Hey, I'm Zara. I play for Canes, and I love you, Ron.
I'm Adrian Kutsia. I play for Desk and Exiles. I don't just love rugby, I love Ron.
Every step we take is tic-tac-toe.
Ho!
Can only be a scrum off. That's sabotage, the whole intro video. Thanks for that, Ron.
You guys are gonna get me in trouble with my parents.
I mean, your parents are going to be happy with all the girls there, but that guy at the end, I don't think so.
Anyway, welcome to the Box Kick Rugby Podcast, where we discuss rugby in general because we love rugby.
And we love Ron.
Yeah, we do, Ronnie, don't worry. But more specifically, this podcast is dedicated to discussions around youth rugby across the United Arab Emirates. Thank you for joining us. Some formalities first. If you do enjoy this video, please like and share. And if you want to reach out to us about anything, feel free to contact us on
theboxkickrugby@gmail.com.
You can also find us on Insta. If you do want to comment on this video, please, we kindly ask that you will align with our values, which is aligned toward rugby values of passion. We like that, but respect. So we ask for your feedback to be measured, please, if you do decide to give it. Gents, it's a pleasure to have you. We have about 6 people that contribute to this podcast on a weekly basis. 3 of us are on duty today, myself, Paul. Ron, although that's not even your real name, so I'm not sure your parents will be happy because people know your name because it's not who you are. Your real name is actually?
Rayhan
Zamama. So Rayhan Zamama, and tell us a little bit about yourself quickly.
So I'm 14 years old. I play for Desk and Canes under 16, and play scrum off, and newly 10. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, when we wrote this, I'll read you what he wrote about himself when we started. He said, most handsome number 9 in the UAE, extremely well known by all refs for being the best behaved number 9. And
they're not lying.
in our experience, that's not necessarily true. Welcome, Sammy.
Hello, Samuel de Jong. I'm 16 years old, twin brother of Luke. Play 8, 6 and 7, but on occasion 2 at hooker. Yeah.
Good to be here, Sam. Good to be here, Sam. Also known as Big Sam. In the younger years, not sure the other boys are catching up, dude. I'm not sure it's Big Sam anymore, it's White Sam these days. And then some other contributors that will come on during the season. Sam's twin brother Luke de Jong, who plays 10 and 12 for both Desk and the Canes. If ever you've been wowed by somebody on the rugby field, it's probably been Philip Mao. So Philly is our other contributor who plays sometimes 10 even, 12 and 13 for Desk and the Canes. And then Stefan de Jong, who's the under-19 captain at Desk, also represented the UAE, will join us as well from time to time. So that's our team. So what we do on this show is we cover some feature matches every week. We'd like to discuss, highlight some top performers, And then we follow that through with things we've picked up during the week, gents, that we kind of want to put out there for commentary and feedback. And some of them might hit a nerve with some of our colleagues in the officiating side of things. But the intention of this podcast is, of course, to learn as much as we can. The more we know, the more we'll care, and the more we care, I think the harder it will be for our referees out there to stop us from supporting them. So we do have a session in this podcast that's called Learning from the Laws. And so we'll put a few things out there, and then we will look at upcoming events across the UAE where you will be finding us covering games, giving feedback on top performances in the Youth League. And in our final segment today, we've actually got a very interesting rating that's come through to us. We've asked players, coaches, and fellow referees to answer an interesting question. So if you would like to discover what that is, stay tuned until the end when all will be revealed. All right, gents. So start of the 15 season finally after a December break. How has your last week been?
Very good. I think we played, DC on Monday, and it was a great score. Desk versus DC.
Under 16s?
Under 16s, yeah. It was a great score for us, 48-0. I think it was just a great game.
Just to add on that, a few days before, played Tigers for Canes. Legs were gone. And I'm surprised we can get that null at the end for the defense.
Oh, you mean on Monday after playing
tough.
the Tigers?
It was tough.
Yeah, there's been 3 games in 8 days for you guys coming back at the start of the 15th season. So a tough start, but good results. So it was Tigers first and at Tigers Park.
What was the score on that?
I think it was something like 46-22.
Wow. Yeah, that's a difficult game. They're so strong in general, but at home they it's very... I think that must be one of the rare wins for the Hurricanes at under 16 level out at Tigers Park. That's a really great result. And then the school league started finally with a great first week, DC versus Desk. So you guys participated in that, and good win, as you say, with defense getting the mention there.
Very happy with the nil.
And then one more, the big derby.
Canes versus Exiles, always a big game for no matter what age group. I think we ended that game, what was it?
28-7?
Yeah.
27, also a good game.
No,
Before that, there was the strongest derby in the under-19s. It's the Desk versus DC. Also
we'll get to that. I mean, first, you're trying to run away from the question. So you guys are both former championship players from the Exiles, now playing for the Hurricanes, and had to go to the other side of the building. I think it was an away game for you.
Yeah.
So to your beloved Pitch 7 that was home to you for training for so many years. How did that feel, guys?
I mean, from all my friends in Exiles, it's always fun playing against them and beating them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a sort of satisfaction that you get there, having bragging rights at school, just making fun of each other.
Don't push that too far. The wheel certainly turns, and your time will come.
It's like even if they're your friends, it's still really competitive, and it's always nice to play Exiles. It's not like any other team.
I mean, you often hear from the most experienced, most successful international players. They talk so often about the rivalries being so intense, but the friendships prevailing.
Yeah.
Is that what you find as well within this youth club rivalry that you guys experience?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough and it's vicious during the game, but afterwards we're all friends.
Exactly.
And playing that game together just makes the bond even stronger.
That's great to hear. And so it's 3 out of 3. Good start for you guys. And it's as you said, it's tough on the legs after a December break. So you, Sam, we're digressing a little bit, but you did something that a lot of players at this age level, I guess, are considering or talking about, is you actually made the decision to try a different position this season in your under 16 year. You decided, because the height isn't coming as you hope.
It caught up to me.
It's not big Sam anymore.
You're not tall Sam anymore. That you're going to make the move from playing in the back row to developing skills that would allow you to also shift to hooker if need be in the future. So tell us a little bit about that journey. I'm curious what the conversations were with your coaches. Was it a difficult conversation? Did they support? What questions they asked? And then what did you do to acquire the skills? And what were the harder things so far for you? And what have you found has been quite similar or easy to where you now play? Give us a little bit of a rundown, because I think there's a lot of kids that I've heard at this age group that it's quite late to make position changes. So how have you found it? Give us a little bit of a rundown.
Well, to answer one of your first questions, when I told my coaches about it, they were overjoyed, more than happy, because there is a quite big shortage in the country for front rows, especially hookers. It's quite a skill-specific position.
Sure.
So they were more than happy with it. I mean, the move, there are some things that are sort of tough, like scrumming. You can see with my neck, it's gotten a lot bigger.
Your neck's gone twice the size in the last
I mean, after every rugby game I play at hooker, I always get neck cramps afterwards and I just get stuck there. It's difficult, but definitely a fun position. I mean...
Line-out throws, that looks like a horrible thing. It's like a kicker in a game, right?
I mean, it's completely different. It's a different experience of playing like 8 or 6, but it's fun. Like,
you appreciate now that the balls at the back of the line-out don't just automatically arrive, right? There's a really large set of skills involved and a lot of training. Is that what you have found? How's the line-out throws been developing?
Well, for line-out throws, like normally for every hooker in every team, there's a big pressure because if he messes up, all the forwards, like they don't have an ability. If you mess up, free kick, scrum or whatever, and then you lose that ball. So there's a lot of pressure when it comes to throwing in the line-outs. Yeah. So best thing to do for that, just practice line-out throws, just keep throwing.
To add on that, it's exactly like a kicker for a team, goal kicking.
Yeah,
it's just, it doesn't just come naturally. You just have to keep practicing, and then...
I totally agree, like 100 throws a day.
Ryan has obviously played it.
Yeah, obviously. Like, Ryan's played every position on the field. Like, you can't beat him. I think he replaced me at 8 once, I can't lie.
I'm still coming to that position, I can't lie.
You've picked up a little bit of height, so it might come. You just need to add some weight. And are there any tools that you have found that you can recommend anybody wanting to make a move to hooker? Tools that you felt that really helped?
If you've seen me at training or if you've seen me at matches where I'm practicing my hooker throws, you might see this weird little stick with like a pizza thing at the end.
It's a pizza plate. It's a homemade lollipop.
Yeah. It's called a lollipop.
So they really do work, because in professional matches you see the guys warm up, quite a lot with those. They really do work. Have you found that that's, and what is it, a timing thing? Is it what makes it useful?
The thing that makes it really useful is it gives you a moving target first of all, and then it also helps you with timing. Like if you throw a little too early or a little too late, it can completely mess up the line-out. So it helps with timing, it helps with target practice.
Okay, so they really do work.
Yeah, they do.
So for any young boys out there who want to make the change to hooker, or if you're already playing hooker and you're preparing for your under-16 year, because that's the first year in the UAE that hookers are actually allowed to time throws with jumpers.
Yeah.
That's something that's always fascinated me, why they wait so long to give hookers access to that sort of skill. I mean, the boys are scrumming a lot earlier than that, right? Under 12s, they scrum, I think, was under 13. But that's an interesting point. If anybody knows the reason for why the line-out development is delayed up until the age of under 16, it'd be interesting to know. It can't be a safety thing because people are scrumming from a large angle, so it's not safety. So it would be interesting to understand what the reasons are. But thanks for that, Sam. We'll move on. So match of the week, gents. We said DC visited Desk for the first round of the 15s, and there were good wins for Desk under 13, 14, and 16s. Nearly a clean sweep, and then the very big anticipated match between the Desk under 19s and DC under 19s after Desk successfully dethroned them at the 7s this year, and had a surprisingly good World Schools Festival.
Sure.
I think we expected it to be an epic battle, and it was. And credit to DC, they came out away from home with a 25-15, I think was that the score, 25-15 win. We were all three at that match. Quick thoughts, I thought it was a beautiful match to watch. I thought it was a battle all the way to the end. I think it was a bit closer than the score suggests perhaps, but yeah, what did you guys think?
I think it was kind of like the opposite. Like I didn't expect it because I was looking at the team sheets and Desk had a really good backline. Like Desk is always known for a really good backline, but surprisingly the DC boys like played really well, and the 10 and the number 15 fullback, he played really good. All the backs just made really good decisions, and as well as the forwards.
Your thoughts, Sam?
Yeah, just to add on to that, where he said like usually we have the strong set of backs, but in this game their backs actually dominated us.
Yeah.
But then also our forwards, usually weaker than theirs, actually dominated their forwards. So it was quite nice.
I think the
to
scrum
see.
battle was interesting to me. I mean, DC came with a very large scrum expectation, and Desk really surprised me in the forwards. That's probably the experience I think they've gained from the exposure at World Schools, where they play, you know, some interesting large boys from other countries, and that probably toughened them up for this battle. But yeah, I agree. I think normally we expect this a very skillful Desk backline to find a way with the forwards always on the smaller, lighter side, but very mobile. And I thought in this game the forwards actually played a really good game. Whereas perhaps DC's backs, you know, they've got quality there. So some standout performances, you know, Heinrich du Plessis once again in the centre is always class, isn't it?
Yeah.
No wonder he's also knocking on the door on some of the men's senior sides. But for me, guys, player of the match, Archie Goddard at 15 for DC. I think, Archie, you get our man of the match nomination this week. I understand from people I spoke to that he was injured for a while and hasn't been playing rugby that often, and is only starting to come back now. But I thought he looked seasoned. He looked like somebody who's not been out, and it was fantastic to watch that performance at fullback. So well done to DC on a good away win. And you know, it was interesting. Stefan, one of our contributors to the show, kindly shared, you know, the Desk boys play with the Stats Sport trackers on their back. I know you guys play with them as well. And through that we can monitor and compare performances and matches. And it's interesting that in this particular fixture, when we look at his stats, he played in the under-19 schools final last year, same fixture, Desk versus DC. And the distances covered in the two matches were very similar, around just short, I think 6.9 kilometers were covered in both the final last year and the fixture. But the ask of his body in this game on all the other things, the percentage of that distance that was run at high speed, the amount of sprints, the amount of collisions on the body, the fatigue scores on the legs. This chip is fantastic. It measures all those things. All those metrics were significantly higher for this fixture, although the distances were quite similar. So it's quite nice to see the level that the under-19s in general are lifting to put that ask on their bodies, because, you know, rugby develops quite fast these days, and as you go up in levels, it's the game speed that really tests you, as you guys will know, going from under 13 to 14, under 16, then under 19. And I think it's, regardless of the score in the match, I think it's good to see that at that level, within a year after the final, the game has already moved on so much that it's asking so much more of the boys. And I think that's a good lesson if you're out there wanting to prepare for under-19s. You know, you're going to run an average, by the looks of it, of about 7 kilometers in a game, and you're going to have a lot of impact on your body, and a lot of that is going to have to be at high speed. So if you're interested for us to host one of these episodes on the technology that's available and how it's used, we've got some experience with that, and we know some people who are dealing at a professional level with it. We're happy to answer that request if that is a request from our audience. So please do let us know in the comments or send us an email. And if you're interested, we can get some other specialists on the show, and we can share some of the data for local matches. All right, gents. I think that's it for DC versus Desk, and I'm sure Desk will come back very strong in the second game, trying to recover that loss. Our second feature game of the week, and you guys had a match on that day on Saturday. You were busy with your own rugby, so I went down to Desk, who's housing the Warriors Rugby Club, and our second feature match was a beauty of a match. Under 13 rugby. Warriors versus Exiles, an epic battle. What a wonderful game. I was totally blown away by the quality, by the game speed, and in the end, Warriors took the win, 26-10. Forgive me, it might have been 29-10. Not 100% sure, but a win for the Warriors in the end. But wow, what a match. I think I saw a young Andre Pollard at this match, Jen. He's in your school. He plays for Desk under 13s. Dandre Ballman.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him.
I mean, I think if you don't know Dandre Ballman and you want to see a young Andre Pollard in the making, go watch any under 13 rugby match for the Warriors. I mean, my goodness. But a classy Warriors team, a classy Exiles team. Compliments goes out to the coaches. I thought both teams were exceptionally well coached. I know UAE number 8, the giant John Boertes is the coach of that Exiles under 13 team, and man, they played a lot like him. They had a number 8 Jaden Essor, which was for me man of the match on the Exiles side, who just ran so strong, carried so strong, supported by, we all know Martin Font.
Yes.
Who's a much smaller dude.
I think
giant.
that's Martin Font's little brother.
Oh, not Martin.
Fernando.
Sorry, apologies, Martin.
Fernando.
Your little brother, Fernando. An absolute giant. And for me, he was outstanding as well. And between the two of them, so much power coming through an under 13s team. But yeah, the Warriors, man, whilst the Exiles had all this power, these Warriors boys, they were at under 13 playing balls out the back, just doing phenomenal things. So, Dandre Ballman at 10, supported by Louis Jack at 12, and they had Caden Warrington at 13. And, we had some of our professionals in the past say, you've got to love tackling. If you want to be great rather than just good, you've got to love tackling. And you must see these three boys, they loved tackling. You could just see the joy in every tackle.
They're just hungry for everything.
They were just hungry. And so yeah, great game of under 13 rugby. A shout out to Nathan Flugel on the Exiles side. It was such a great example of chasing lost causes. The whole game, and you can see he's very fit for an under 13 player, was chasing everything. Even if he got late to a ruck, he just chased to get to the next one. If there was a kick, he chased. In the end, he chased the lost cause of a kick. Was able to gather it, steal it from the opposition and score. So credit to when you see things like that. Well done, Nathan Flugel. And then a huge shout out to a young lady that came on off the bench for the Warriors late in the game, when the game was still tight. Lily Moorman, a young lady from Jess. My goodness, boys, gas. I wouldn't go sprint against her. No, there's some serious.
I mean, I think the only one that could beat her in a race is Ron here.
I mean, that's not even a question.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to. And so just phenomenal speed, beautiful try, and some credit to the ref. We often in this younger age group where you go visit a club and their coach actually officiates the game, and it leaves you feeling a little. But yeah, Cuppis, his name is, I think, Anthony Cupp, well managed, made mistakes but was consistent, fair, good performance, well respected by both coaches as well, by the players. But man of the match, definitely Dandre Ballman. Congratulations, you're our man of the match for that feature match, under 13s, Warriors beating Exiles in the end. And shout out to my man, Jaden Essor from the Exiles. We're going to keep an eye on you. There's some real serious power there, boys. You should go and keep an eye on that. So these were the two feature matches of the week. But I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised with a wonderful day of rugby at the Warriors. Admittedly, I've never gone down to a Warriors rugby day. As I said, they're housed at Desk. It was just a wonderful atmosphere, well attended. And looking at some of the other games that went around, the Warriors are doing something right with their junior rugby. I mean, their under 10 team looks like a serious team for the future. Their under 12 team looked really good. And as I say, the under 13s were really good as well. So well done to Peter Killian and the team there at the Warriors Club. It looks like they're doing a few things right with especially the younger kids. I'm just going to do a quick shout at some of the games I attended because it was so nice. I stayed a lot longer than I intended to, and I want to highlight some of the boys that I've seen. So on the under 12 Warriors, 18 played the Cairns B team. Classy performance by the Warriors. They won 36-14, and there was some beautiful play on both sides. I want to highlight a fly off Johnny Madden for the Warriors, supported by a good pairing with Findlay McClay, number 9. Captain James Presh, hard, tough, shined at lock, supported by Matthew Blichner at prop. Man of the match for me in that game goes to Joey Warrington. We just spoke about his older brother, Caden Warrington, in that under 13 team. Joey scored a hat-trick. So I think that Warrington family, they probably slept quite well on Saturday. Yeah. Probably didn't need to eat, had too many tries for lunch. But a great performance. And whilst the Canes lost, I want to highlight two young ladies that came on and played. Catalina Recondo played number 8 for the Canes, and Lola Irvine at prop. These girls can play. It's lovely to watch. They take on the boys and they're strong. Quick other mentions: Tigers, Dragons under 10s. Try feast in that game. Albert Donaldson, man of the match for me, supported by Fergus Griffith and Travis Berry, stood out as well. Quins and Warriors under 10 Bs, Felix Polkinen, hard straight runner, Hugo Cornelissen, and Alex Gornerhoff tackled like a beast in that game. I think they're going to threaten the A team soon. When last did you guys watch an under 9 game? Probably the last time was when you were under 9, but yeah. Man, the game speed is insane. These boys just run everything. So Barrel House versus Warriors under 9s, Alec Liebenberg and a French, young French boy, Alexandre Babin, I hope I said that correct, Alexandre, but they stood out, beautiful tries, lovely footwork, just lovely to watch the game speed. And then Warriors under 10s, as I said, they played the Dragons and beat them quite well. And Anton Bormann, supported by his friends Adrian, Taylor, and then there was a young lady called Emma, and I later found out she's Lily Moorman, the girl that I mentioned in the under 13. She's her younger sister, and I think we have a Megan and Tegan was their last name from Australia. I think we've got Megan and Tegan. We've got that combination forming there with these two young girls. So well done to Emma Moorman as well in that fixture. Superb performance. Speaking of the older girls, as I was making my way out, I saw a lot of the under 19 girls coming. And learned that all the clubs played under 19 fixtures at Desk on Saturday. How lovely was that? Because you had so many supporters from different clubs all join in. And so just quick mentions there, the girls, the under 19 girls were not part of the feature of the week. We're going to do a special feature for that at a later stage. But Jordan and Phoenix Emberson for the Warriors, I think they're well known across the country by now. Yeah. Stand out. I was so looking forward to seeing. I saw Abu Dhabi French was there, and I've heard a lot about Talina Calvé, and unfortunately injured, not present. We'll keep an eye on you, Talina, when you are back. And for the Exiles, Ava Burke, Emmy Rees, quality. I mean, you guys played with Ava when you were under 13, right?
He did. I didn't get the chance to.
She was
I mean, from experience, she is one of the best girl rugby players in the country. But just at under 13, she was one of the best rugby players in the country. Like just overall, wow. She was pacing boys, she was stepping them, she was bumping boys. It was just wonderful to see.
Well, she's carried that through in the senior girls. Just an impact every time she's involved. Workhorse. So well done, Ava. That's a very nice compliment. Well said there, Sam. And then in the Sharks, it was a Chloe Andrews masterclass most of the day. In most of the matches, she's just a stand-up. I think we'll have to get Chloe on at some point and talk to her about her skill set, and she looks like the real deal for the future. And then the Hurricanes, they were subject to a Chloe Andrews masterclass in the first half of their match and went down, I think, 3-0. But then in the second half, just a completely different team that came out. I was wondering, where were they in the first half? And shout out for that second half. The girls stood up and narrowly lost in the end, came back from behind. El Preston, Zara Parker, Monet Rademacher, good fight back. And then two massive speedsters, Olivia Ashcroft and Ashley Slow, not a name you'd associate with speed, but girls, some fantastic speed work there on the wings and scoring tries to help the Canes come back. They narrowly lost in the end, but definitely the two players of the day for me, although it's not a feature of this week, but two players of the day. Ava Burke and Chloe Andrews. Well done, Chloe from the Sharks, Ava from the Exiles. And a shout out as well, I was talking earlier about defense and how you got to love defense if you listen to all the best players in the world. And I'm going to give a shout out to somebody that stood out for me on the day, as whenever there was a big tackle to be made, she rushed in and she made it. Izzy Vidal-Nell. We all know Izzy, and Izzy, keep tackling like that and you'll go places. The passion there to tackle and the love for it just stood out. So well done to her. All right, gents, that's it.
We take is tic-tac-toe. Ho!